record ko rin. Okay na po.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum. So today is May 28, 2026, and we are scheduled for the public conference and duty fulfillment conference. On Zoom. 26 civil works projects. So before we formally open this proceeding, I request Sir Mr. Master Ibrahim for invitation.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Thank you, sir. May I request the secretary to call the roll, please.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Good morning, everyone. For today's cricket conference, for 12 contracts for civil works, here are the attendees. Attorney Jahara A. Ali Makadato, the back chairperson. Engineer Mashrogi Starisabi Miziki, the back vice chairperson. Dr. Serkan P. Masinayan, back member. Engineer Miriko L. Maraki, back professional member representing the end user, joining us today via Zoom. Engineer Jessica Romano, back secretariat. Maurice Marcelo, back secretariat. Engineer Vanessa G. Salazar, back secretariat. Engineer Roberto Gabriel Zanardo Cotino, from the planning and design of the funds. Engineer Orfa Malazarte, back the delegation member. Engineer Janela Mernatamani, procurement staff. Also joining us today are representatives from various construction firms. We have Sir Solaiman Barantir and Ma'am Michelle Otto, both representing Tula Construction and Supply. And also joining us via Zoom is a representative from Art Cordero Construction. That will be all for.
Thank you. So. Thank you. Considering that 4 out of 5 of the BAC members or majority are in attendance. So I hereby declare this pre-bid conference and the pre-procurement conference in formally order. May we confirm also with the secretary if they have invited observers from the private sectors and NGOs?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have invited the observers but not attended today.
Okay, so please put it in record and also keep the invitations to our observers on file for our filing purposes. Nevertheless, the non-attendance of observers from the private sectors and NGOs shall not nullify these proceedings, and we are currently live stream also in the official YouTube account of DPWH Union Office 12, and we are also viewable in the link provided in the DPWH website and in the Zoom ID as indicated in the invitation pre-bid. So for today's pre-bid conference, we have 12 civil works projects. So these are 25 MO 0096, 25 MO 0097, 25 MO 0098, 25 MO 0135, 25 MO 0139, 25 MO 0140, 25 MO 0150, 25 MO 0158, 25 MO 0167, 25 MO 0218, 25 MO 0321, and 26 MO 0101. So to present the basic contract data, including the contract description, ABC, and duration of this project. So this will be discussed by Sir Mr. Ibrahim Tesek.
For the basic contract rate of contract ID 25 MO 0096. Construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Aratot, Buldon, Magicara, Market. The approved budget for contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 120 calendar days. The cost of giving documents Cost of bidding documents is 5,000. The first vehicle business category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0097, construction multipurpose building, Barangay Kapubayan, Mother Kapagdalan, Magitan of the Norte. The total budget for contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration of 145 calendar days. Cost of building documents is 5,000. And the required vehicle presence category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0098, construction multipurpose building, Barangay Kalaan, Bundol, Magitan of the Norte. The total budget for the contract is 4,950,000. The contract duration is 145 calendar days. Cost of building documents is 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0135, construction multipurpose building, ABC Board, Barangay Pala, General Saripala, Gigan Datum, Mount General Resort. The total budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 145 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. For contract ID 25MO0139, construction multipurpose building, ABC Board, Barangay Paling, mga sa pamakakilan ng Resort. The budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 145 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. For contract ID 25MO0140, construction multipurpose building, ABC Board, Ganita, that would say Magitan of the Sur. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 145 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. For contract ID 25MO0150, construction multipurpose building, ABC Hall, Barangay Sango, Datu Saudi, Abatuan, Maguindanao del Sur. The approved budget for the contract 4,950,000. Contract duration is 145 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0158, construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Puntasyon, Paglas, Maguindanao del Sur. The full budget for the contract is 9,900,000. Contract duration is 205 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000, and the required vehicle license category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0157, construction of multipurpose building, Rival Mall, Barangay Romangao, South Pupi, Maguindanao del Sur. The approved budget for the contract was 9,900,000. The contract duration is 205 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. The contract ID 25MO0218, construction of multipurpose building, Robert Court, Barangay Bangalinis, General Salipada, Cake and Baton. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. Contract duration is 120 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 5,000. The required vehicle license category is small B. For contract ID 25MO0221, construction of multipurpose building, Mini Coliseum in Maguindanao, Dato Angel, Migpibang, Maguindanao del Sur. The approved budget for the contract is 4,950,000. The contract duration of 420 calendar days. Cost of building documents is 5,000, and the required vehicle license category is small B. The contract ID 26MO0101, rehabilitation, major repair on permanent bridges, Simoy Bridge, Bridge ID 02126, Maharlika Highway, Tapatorano Road, Sultan Toda, Maguindanao del Norte. The approved budget for the contract is 28,282,220. Contract duration is 224 calendar days. The cost of bidding documents is 25,000, and the required vehicle license category So that will be all for basic on updates on the document.
Thank you, sir. So to proceed with the discussion on the requirements of leading documents, so this will be discussed by Engineer Roberto Cabrera Capuno of Planning and Sanitation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My contract agreement by M000096. Construction of this building, Barangay Alatok Bulbon, Mindanao del Norte. Contract agreement by M00097. Construction of this building, Barangay Bayan, Mother Golden, Mindanao del Norte. Contract ID 25 M00098. Construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Kalaan, Bulbon, Mindanao del Norte. Contract ID 95100158, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Poblacion, Dati Paglas, Mindanao del Sur. And contract ID 25M00218, construction of multi-purpose building, Covered Corp, Barangay Makainis, Mindanao, Salita, Dati, and Dati, Mindanao del Sur. The scope of work was followed as part A, facilities for engineering goes to following. Provision field office for engineer on level basis. Part B, other general requirements includes the following: permits and clearances, project building, signboard, occupational safety program, mobilization, demobilization, and geotechnical investigation. Under part 3, civil mechanical, electrical, and sanitary works. Part 8, earthworks includes the following: structure excavation, common soil, and long-term construction excavation, and gravel pit. Part B, plain and reinforced concrete works includes the following: structural concrete class A at 98 days, structural concrete class B at 98 days, reinforcing steel reform grade 40, reinforcing steel reform grade 16, and formworks and false links. Part C, finishing other civil works includes the following: soil poisoning, soil lines work, cold water lines, ceiling works, metal frame, 5% board, wall 12mm 5% board, aluminum frame glass doors, swing type, aluminum glass windows, sliding type, aluminum glass windows, sponge type, aluminum glass windows, fins type, doors flush, doors with panel, fabricated metal roofing accessories, flashings, fabricated metal roofing accessories, gutter, pre-painted metal sheets, fabricated type, long span, unglazed tiles, plastic finish, painting on masonry, concrete, painting on steel, metal panel, CHP non-wood bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100mm stick, CHP non-wood bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100mm stick, metal structural accessories, structural steel trusses, structural steel purlins, and railing. Part B, electrical works includes the following: conduits, boxes, and fittings. For project ID 5. M00135, construction of multi-purpose building, ABC Hall, Barangay Badak, General Salibata, Ilondado, Mindanao del Sur. Project ID M00159, construction of multi-purpose building, ABC Hall, Barangay Nagpapali, Mamasapani, Mindanao del Sur. Project ID M00140, construction of multi-purpose building, ABC Hall, Barangay Meta, Datos Side, Mindanao del Sur. Project ID M00150, construction of multi-purpose building, ABC Hall, Barangay Salvo, Datos Yampapuan, Mindanao del Sur. And contract ID 25 M00167, construction of multi-purpose building, Tribal Hall, Barangay Lumangao, South Copi, Mindanao del Sur. The scope of work is as follows: Part A is links for the engineer includes the following: provision of field office for the engineer on rental basis. Part B, other general requirements includes the following: permits and clearances, project building, signboard, occupation, safety and health program, mobilization and demobilization, and geotechnical investigation. Under Part B, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary works. Part A, earthworks includes the following: structure excavation, common soil, environmental structural excavation, and gravel pit. Part B, plain and reinforced concrete works includes the following: structural concrete, class A at 100 days, structural concrete class B at 100 days, reinforcing steel with 140, and reinforcing steel with 160, and formworks and bolsters. Part C, finishing and other civil works includes the following: soil poisoning, soil lines work, cold water lines, ceiling works, metal frame, 5% board, wall 12mm 5% board, aluminum frame glass doors, swing type, aluminum glass windows, sliding type, aluminum glass windows, awning type, aluminum glass windows, fixed type, doors flush, doors with panel, fabricated metal roofing accessory flashings, fabricated metal roofing accessory gutter, pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated pipe long span, unglazed tiles, cement plastic finish, painting works on mixing with concrete, painting works in steel, metal deck panels, CHP non-load bearing, including reinforced steel, 100 millimeter thick, CHP non-load bearing, including reinforced steel, 150 millimeters thick, metal structural accessories, structural steel, structural steel trusses, and structural steel cordings and gratings. Part B electrical works includes the following: conduit boxes and fittings. For contract ID 25M00221, construction of modular building, Mini Coliseum in Maguindanao, Calderon Valley, Mitinban, Maguindanao del Sur. The scope of work is as follows. Part A, facilities for engineering with the following: provision of field office for engineering, rental basis, and provision. Part B, the general departments includes the following: permits and clearances, project billboard signboard, professional safety and health program, mobilization, and technical investigation. Part three, civil, mechanical, electrical, and sanitary plumbing works includes the following. Part A, earthworks includes the following: structure installation, home and soil, land structural excavation, and gravel fill. Part B, plain and reinforced concrete works includes the following: structural concrete class A at 28 base, structural concrete class B at 28 base, reinforcing steel with concrete 40, reinforcing steel with concrete 60, and form works and false works. Part C, finishing and other civil works includes the following: soil poisoning, sewer lines work, coal bottle lines, seaming works, fiber cement board and metal frame, wall 12 millimeter fiber cement board and metal frame, aluminum frame glass doors, swing type, aluminum glass windows, sliding type, aluminum glass windows, awning type, aluminum glass windows, fixed type, doors flush, doors wood panel, fabricated metal roofing accessory gutter, fabricated metal roofing accessory flashings, pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated type long span, unglazed tiles, cement plastic finish, painting works on masonry and concrete, metal deck, painting works on steel, metal deck panel, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 millimeters thick, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel, 150 millimeters thick, metal structural accessories, structural steel trusses, structural steel forlings, and railing. Part the electrical works includes the following: conduits, boxes, and fittings. For contract ID ID 96M00101, rehabilitation, repair of permanent bridges, Simoy Bridge, B02126, and Alam Harita Highway, Cotabato Lanao Road, Sultan Kudarat, Mindanao del Norte. The scope of work is as follows. The facilities for the engineer includes the following: provision field office for the engineer on the basis, and provision of the type service vehicle for the engineer on the rental basis. Part B of the general requirements includes the following: project lead and sign board, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, immunization, and mobilization. Part C earthworks includes the following: embankment and borrowed common soil. Part D subbase and base course includes the following: aggregate subbase force. Part E surface forces includes the following: Part cement concrete pavement and reinforced 300 mm thick of 14 days. Part F bridge construction includes the following: reinforced concrete grading standard, reinforced in steel grade, uniform grade 60, structural concrete class A, 28 MPa at 28 days. Pre-stressed structural concrete members, 27 meters long, type 4 BI girder, elastomeric gravity pad, and expansion joint. Part G drainage and soil protection structures includes the following: drain pipe galvanics. That would be all mentioned.
Your engineer. So to proceed with the presentation of the documents to be submitted by the bidders on their technical proposal and financial proposal, as well as the process for the electronic submission and receipt of bids. So this will be discussed by Engineer Janela Mariel Romano, Engineer Orfa Malazarte, and Engineer Vanessa J. Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. I will be discussing the technical requirements. The first bid envelope shall contain the following technical documents, including the eligibility documents. The Philgem Certificate of Registration for Platinum membership in accordance with Section 20 of the LRR. The PICAP license and registration in case of joint venture. Statement of all involving government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Fourth, the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC in accordance with IPE clause 5.9. The SLCC shall be supported by an owner's certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final certificate of at least satisfactorily in this test, or a similar performance and monitoring system. In case of contracts with the private sector, an equivalent document shall be submitted. Fifth is the NFCC computation in accordance with IPE clause 5.6. Sixth is the joint venture agreement if applicable. And lastly, with the security in the prescribed form and amount in accordance with IPE clause 16 and validity period under IPE clause 15. For the further information, all respective bidders are reminded that they must declare at least one completed contract to serve as their single largest completed contract or SLC. The declared SLCC must be consistent with and supported by the records reflected in the civil works application. In addition, the net financial contracting capacity must be consistent with the completed contracts reflected in CBI. The financial capacity stated in the NFCC must be supported by the various actual completed projects as reported in the CWA, and all documents must be verifiable. These requirements are pursuant or 812-009. Non-compliance or misrepresentation shall result in disqualification. You may subject the bidder to sanctions under Article 8.006. Next is the Department Order number 166 years of 2024. This is about the revised guidelines on the issuance of certificate of completion, certificate of final acceptance for locally funded projects. For the procurement of infrastructure projects, the following warranty shall be made. First, the line project construction recommends the final acceptance. The contractor shall approve more responsibility for the following. Any damage or destruction of the works except those conditional and force majeure. Safety, protection, security, and convenience of its personnel, third parties and the public at large, as well as the works, equipment, installation, and the like to be affected by its construction work. Second, under section 90.2.2, 1 year from project completion after final acceptance for the defects liability period. The contractor will undertake the repair works at his own expense of any damage to the infrastructure on account of the use of materials of inferior quality, defects in the construction, or due to any violation of the terms of the contract. Within 90 calendar days from the time the whole has issued an order to undertake repair. In case of failure or refusal to comply with this mandate, the procuring entity shall undertake such repair works shall be entitled to full reimbursement of expenses incurred therein upon demand. The defects liability period shall be covered with the performance security of the contractor report in section 68 of this IRF, which shall guarantee that the contractor performs its responsibilities stated in the immediately preceding section. If the contractor fails to comply with its obligations under section 19.3.2 of this IRF, the procuring entity shall forfeit its performance period, subject its properties to attachment or garnishment proceedings, and may impose the appropriate penalty under sections 99, 100, 101 of this IRF. All payables of the witness favor shall be offset in the covered costs. That's it.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Chair. For the project technical requirements to be submitted by our prospective bidders, first is the organizational chart for the contract to be bid signed by the authorized managing officer. Next is the contractors list of key personnel. So these are the project manager, DPWH accredited contractors project engineer, DPWH accredited contractors materials engineer, construction safety officer 3, and construction foreman. For project manager, kindly include a copy of the TIN ID card. For project engineer, only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH projects, subject to the limits given in Department Order Number 148, Series of 2024. For construction of buildings and bridges, contractors shall assign DPWH accredited project engineers in accordance with Department Order Number 227, Series of 2024, and shall attach certificate of accreditation or report of rating. For materials engineer, must be DPWH accredited materials engineer, attach certificate of accreditation. For safety officer 3, with mandatory 40-hour basic OSH training course applicable to the industry, and additional 48 hours of advanced occupational safety training relevant to the industry as required by the DOLE. So pledged personnel should not hold more than one position or designation per project. Attach or submit a copy of professional tax receipt for the current year for the assigned key personnel. So all pledged key personnel should submit their respective qualifications and experience data, which the work experience is similar to the project being procured, and this personnel must meet the required minimum years of experience set in the bid data sheet. So other pertinent documents, latest general information sheet or GIS reflecting the beneficial ownership information duly received by the Securities and Exchange for corporations, and sworn affidavit of eligibility and beneficial ownership in accordance with Section 82 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of RA number 12009 and PhilJEPS Advisory number 2025-007. All bidders shall be required to submit a sworn disclosure of relation and beneficial ownership, clearly identifying the natural persons who ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly through shareholding, voting rights, contractual arrangements, or other means of control in accordance with Section 81.1 of the IRR of RA number 12009. So also certification or its latest applicable version in accordance with Department Order Number 110, Series of 2024. Next is the list of contractors. Major equipment unit pledged to be used for the project must be supported by proof of ownership if it is owned or for lease agreement. So for lease equipment, a lease contract and certification or statement of availability of equipment should be submitted with the lessor or owner as the pledger of the equipment, stating that the equipment will be available during post-qualification and for the whole duration of the project, duly signed and authorized. For own equipment, certification or statement of availability of equipment should be submitted as the owner of the equipment, stating that the equipment will be available during post-qualification and for the whole duration of the project, duly signed and authorized. For purchase agreement, the description of the equipment to be purchased must be indicated in the document. Pledged vehicles purchased by the bidder, contractor, or covered by purchase agreement must be registered under the name of the proprietor or the company within 1 year from the execution of the agreement. Vehicles that remain unregistered under the specified name within 1 year of the execution of the date of sale will be deemed non-responsive. Pledged vehicles should be validly insured under a policy under the compulsory third-party liability and should have a valid registration with the Land Transportation Office on the day of opening of bids. Bidders must attach the following in their submitted bids: copy of the LTO or certificate of registration of their pledged vehicle registered under the name of proprietor or the company, and copy of the proof of insurance of the pledged vehicle other than the compulsory third-party liability. So in all cases, the bidder should present the original of the document during post-qualification. For the asphalt project, submit or attach a copy of certificate of accreditation issued by the DPWH BRS as per Department Order Number 253, Series of 2003. In addition, the location it operates must be located within the scope of this region. So all documents in support of the ownership of equipment pledge and all documents photocopied from the original must be clear, readable, and certified as true copies. Next is the omnibus term statement by the prospective bidder in the form prescribed by the GPPB, duly signed and authorized. Minimum testing materials equipment, contractors are required for the inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in compliance with Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. Contractors shall attach a copy of the inspection report and certification from DPWH. Sworn statement, conflict of interest by the prospective bidder or its authorized representative, duly signed and authorized. Last is the contractor certification affidavit on key personnel as the Department Order Number Series of 9, Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012, duly signed and authorized. Please take note to our prospective bidders that all documents submitted must be properly book bound and paginated with corresponding labels or titles for easier reference and evaluation. That would be all, Madam Chair.
Good morning, everyone. For the financial requirements, first is the bid form. It must be in accordance with the form described in section 9 of bidding forms. Contractors must write the original total price of bid written in 3 years and words. And if the contractor has a discount offered, please write the methodology of your application and indicate the new bid amount written in figures and in words. For the discounts offered, it will be deducted on the original bid and not on the ABC, and the amount written in words will prevail. Second is the bid prices and the bill of quantities. It consists of bid prices written in figures and in words. Third is the detailed estimates. It includes summary sheets indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental use, indicating also the direct and indirect costs in coming up to the bid. Fourth is the quarterly or monthly cash flow and payment schedule. There is also a prescribed form in section 9 of bidding forms. And please take note that for the facilities for the engineer, the provision of 4x4 pick-up service for the engineer on their rental basis will be the same as stated in the bid documents. And the financial proposal that exceed the ABC indicated shall be rejected, and any missing documents in the mentioned checklist is ground for outright rejection of the bid. Next is the other pertinent issues. First, contractor's bid must be submitted in one original copy and two photocopies. I will discuss the Department Order number 1100 of 2024, the implementation of ISO 9001 2015 certification requirements for large A, medium A, and medium B contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. Therefore, all projects greater than 30 million are required to attach the ISO 9001 2015 certification to the submitted technical documents. For the other pertinent issues, first contractors bid must submit one original copy and two photocopies. Likewise, the same must be book-bound and properly labeled, tagged, and paginated as per BO number 90 series of 2002. And for those contractors who will use SPA in submission of bid, please be informed that we will only acknowledge it if there is a corresponding email of the said SPA from the official email address of the contractors. Next is the three-strike policy. The provision governing the imposition of administrative sanctions for contractors who commit acts which then defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, such as habitually withdrawing from bidding, submitting late bids, or patently insufficient bid for at least 3 times within a year except for valid reasons. I will also discuss the electronic submission and the receipt of bids for the procurement of civil works. The preparation and submission of bids. Prior to the deadline of submission of bid, the bidder shall send a copy of official receipt of purchase of bidding documents in PDF format. An auto reply email shall be sent to the bidder after successfully sending the official receipt to the proper email address. Bidders must prepare the electronic bid in password protective archive format and submit it to the email address identified in the invitation to bid and bid data sheet. The submitted electronic bid shall contain 2 files, the technical and financial proposal, both in a password protective archive format. Bidders must submit their electronic bid using their registered email address and suitability. The password protective archive files submitted must open using the password provided by the bidder and must be successfully opened or accessed by the bot. Bidders shall be given a maximum of 3 attempts or a period of 15 minutes, whichever comes first, to provide the correct password except for unforeseen justifiable circumstances. Otherwise, the bidder shall be disqualified and may also be subjected to the sanctions under the O number 17 series of 2015, the three-strike policy as may be warranted under the circumstances. The official email address of our office is electronicbids_archive@dpwh.gov. That will be all.
Thank you. Any questions from our bank members on who was participating or interested bidders? So if there are none, may we hear from our secretariat the summary of proceedings.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the summary of proceedings for the day's bid conference for 12 contracts and civil works. The basic contract data was discussed by Engineer Marshall Mustard II Ibrahim. The requirements of bidding documents were discussed by Engineer Roberto Cabrera Corrado Capulo. With the list of the documents to be submitted by the bidders in the technical proposal was discussed by Engineer Janela Menez Manuel, Engineer Orfino Lazarte. For the documents to be submitted in the financial proposal and the guidelines for the electronic submission and receipt of bids was discussed by Engineer Vanessa James. For the 12 contracts discussed, the deadline of the bid submission is on June 11, 2026 at 10 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. The bid openings on the same day, June 11, 2026 at 10:30 in the morning here at the DPWH Regional Office 12 Conference Room. Any changes or revisions in the discussed contracts will be reflected in the issued communities if there will be any. That will be helpful.
So the bid opening will be on
June 11.
June 11. We also have a scheduled brief at the time, bid opening.
June 18.
May
May 18 din dyan. June 18. Wala ka rin namin. Ano rin?
So the day is the
May 18 din ba? Ay, hindi. Ano pa natin? June 4 pa na review.
Okay, so our debug numbers, I mean, one of the schedule, so for today's pre-bid conference, the scheduled bid opening will be on June 11, 2026. Are there any issues to be clarified for the issue of the budget? So wala na to, ano, mga bid meetings, advices for change of specific. Itong ano, sir? Singway Bridge, wala na to. Iba ito, sir, sa year 2025.
It's already prepared.
Oh, okay.
So, at the moment,
So ito, sir, affected, it will implement the repair, tapos mag-wide dito. Hindi sisirain.
Walang legal access. Very.
Pero dito, sir, ay hindi parang the op mo now is, parang ipakod nila yung 2025. Ay, after. Okay. So, are there any items in our agenda? There are none. So shall we adjourn the pre-bid conference and move on with the pre-procurement on the rest? For the pre-procurement conference, the live streaming is not required, so the public is advised that the live streaming of this proceeding